The rise and fall of Rome. How one empire ruled the world. 2,000 years ago, a small city was born on the banks of the Tiber River. No one could imagine that this city would become the center of the greatest empire the world had ever seen. Rome conquered continents, built legendary cities, and created laws that still influence humanity today. Its armies were unstoppable. Its emperors controlled millions of lives. Its inventions changed the future of civilization. But behind the glory was a darker story. A story of ambition, betrayal, endless wars, and a fall that shocked the world. This is the story of Rome, the empire that ruled the world. But the question remains, how did Rome rise from a small village and become the most powerful empire in history? And how did that same empire eventually collapse? According to Roman legend, the story of Rome began with two brothers, Romulus and Remus. The legend says they were abandoned as babies near the Tiber River and were saved by a she-wolf who protected them until they were discovered and raised. As the brothers grew older, they dreamed of creating a great city. But their ambition turned into a tragic rivalry. According to the legend, Romulus killed Remus and became the founder of Rome in 753 BC. Whether the story is myth or history, one thing is certain. A powerful civilization was born. At first, Rome was nothing more than a small settlement surrounded by enemies. But the people of Rome had something different, a hunger for greatness. They believed that their city was destined for something much bigger. Rome's first challenge was survival. The ancient world was filled with powerful kingdoms and dangerous enemies. To protect themselves, the Romans created a new political system. In 509 BC, Rome removed its kings and created the Roman Republic. Instead of one ruler controlling everything, power was shared between elected leaders and the Senate. This system allowed Rome to grow stronger. But behind the idea of a republic was a powerful ambition. Rome wanted more land, more resources, and more control. The Romans created one of the most disciplined armies the world had ever seen. Their soldiers were trained from a young age. They marched for miles, built roads, created battle formations, and followed strict commands. The Roman army was not just a group of soldiers. It was a machine built for conquest. But Rome's expansion brought it face to face with another great power, Carthage, a wealthy empire controlling the Mediterranean Sea. The conflict between Rome and Carthage became known as the Punic Wars. And Rome's greatest enemy was a brilliant commander named Hannibal Barca. Hannibal was one of the greatest military minds in history. Instead of attacking Rome directly by sea, he made an impossible decision. He marched his army through the dangerous Alps mountains. Thousands of soldiers crossed freezing landscapes, and alongside them were massive war elephants. When Hannibal entered Italy, Rome was shocked. At the Battle of Cannae in 216 BC, Hannibal destroyed a huge Roman army. For a moment, Rome was close to complete destruction. Many believed the empire would finally fall. But Rome refused to surrender. The Romans rebuilt their army, continued fighting, and eventually defeated Carthage. Rome had survived its greatest enemy. But the next threat would come from inside its own walls. His name was Julius Caesar, a brilliant general, politician, and strategist. Caesar became famous after conquering Gaul and expanding Roman territory across Europe. His victories made him incredibly popular among ordinary Romans. But his success created fear among the powerful members of the Senate. They believed Caesar had become too powerful. They feared he wanted to become a king. In 49 BC, Caesar made a decision that changed history forever. He crossed the Rubicon River with his army. This was an act of rebellion against Rome. A civil war began. Caesar defeated his enemies and became the most powerful man in Rome. But power always creates enemies. On March 15, 44 BC, Caesar entered the Roman Senate. Among the senators were men who had already decided his fate. He was surrounded and assassinated. The people who killed Caesar believed they were saving the Republic, but instead, they destroyed it. After Caesar's death, Rome entered another brutal civil war. Out of the chaos, a young leader named Octavian rose to power. later known as Augustus. He became the first emperor of Rome. The Roman Republic was finished. A new era had begun. The Roman Empire was born. Under Augustus, Rome entered one of its greatest periods, known as Pax Romana. This era brought centuries of peace and prosperity. Rome became the center of the ancient world. Its roads connected continents. Its engineers built incredible structures. Its laws shaped future governments. At its peak, the Roman Empire controlled huge territories across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. It seemed unstoppable, but every empire has a weakness, and Rome was no different. The decline of Rome did not happen overnight. Slowly, problems began growing inside the empire. Political corruption weakened leadership. Economic problems damaged stability. Weak emperors struggled to control the massive territory. The Roman army became harder to maintain, and enemies began attacking the borders. The empire that once conquered the world was now fighting to protect itself. In 410 AD, the city of Rome was attacked by the Visigoths. For centuries, Rome had been a symbol of power. Now, its enemies had reached its heart. The fall had begun. In 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire officially collapsed. The empire that once ruled millions of people was gone. But Rome's story did not end. Its language became the foundation of many modern languages. Its laws influenced governments around the world. Its architecture continues to inspire humanity. The Colosseum, Roman roads, and ancient ruins still remind us of a civilization that changed history forever. Rome fell, but its legacy survived. Because the greatest civilizations are not remembered only by how powerful they become. They are remembered by what they leave behind. This was the story of Rome, the empire that ruled the world. What do you think caused the fall of Rome? Was it corruption, weak leadership, or unstoppable enemies? Share your opinion in the comments.